go status?
T-minus 30 seconds.
The morning mayhem.
TPA script running. Second stage LH2 securing started.
Ready for launch?
Ready to embark on a national security mission for the United States of America.
News Talk 92.
Range green.
Igniters armed. Rofi ignition.
KBEU.
4, 3, and liftoff.
By to go to the partial.
The morning mayhem is on.
Partial thrust mode now in the port booster as expected.
The morning mayhem is pre-recorded and for entertainment purposes only.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
And let's jam here on this here Monday morning, everybody. It's a new day, it's a new week as we get acclimated to hell. Yeah, silver alert canceled for Ernest Galbert and recovering from the storm damage. And we got that school district meeting tonight for Smackover-Norphlet School District over there at the Hobgood Auditorium. We'll talk about that. Camden Young Professionals will meet tonight as well over at Thrive Church. And the Beard and Gazebo Festival is happening this weekend. A lot of stuff happening this weekend as well. Back to the 90s party this weekend, Saturday, June 18th. And you got Juneteenth celebration all weekend long. And we'll talk about the details on that as well as, well, we got high humidity this week and also some other things as well. We got a lot to talk about. All that more News Talk 92, KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. News Talk 92, KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. Good morning, everybody, here on this Monday morning, and thank you for tuning in. And, of course, don't forget about that podcast. We got the podcast that'll be up there later today. And not only that, though, you can take that with you anywhere on the go, wherever you go. And in that way, you've got it, and you can comment and stuff, too. And please click the like button on those podcasts so that way the algorithm will, kind of boost us up a little bit. So other people who might not be looking for us might stumble upon us and, other things like that. But it greatly helps out if you click that like button. So please do that as well. All right. So we got all kinds of things going on here as we kick off this Monday. And unfortunately, the first business here that we got to get to that is kind of not a great way to start off a Monday, but if you haven't been following along, remember the silver alert that we had go out last week for Ernest Galbert over there in the Amy community here in Ouachita County? And senior citizen had a little touch of, dementia, it said, and managed to wander off and had last been seen last Monday. And the search was out for him, and they intensified that search on Tuesday or Wednesday. They intensified that search a little bit to find him. And come to find out they did find him. They found him Saturday morning. And the thing is that the silver alert, which law enforcement uses to disseminate statewide alerts for missing seniors and other adults with Alzheimer's and other kind of congenital disorders, he was located in a creek by members of the Ouachita County Sheriff's Office. So unfortunately, it was not a good ending of a story. And thoughts and prayers out to the family, friends, and the community out there who's been feeling that loss over the weekend. So that happened Saturday, and that was well, it doesn't say what time. It just says that they found him Saturday in a creek, unfortunately. One of the other things was too is they thought that he may have wandered off to a favorite fishing spot, and they were going to go check there. I don't know if that was that fishing spot that he was very fond of, but it is. I don't know, but it just kind of makes me wonder if maybe that's what he did, is he just went to somewhere familiar to him, and it just didn't work out, unfortunately. And like I said, thoughts and prayers out to the family, friends, and to the community as well. So not a good ending on that one, but I guess at least is it proper to say? Can you say it like that? That at least the family has closure now or something? I don't know. I'm terrible with these death stories. I hate doing them. I'm your funny guy. I'm your comic relief. I'm not the guy you want when it comes to, dealing with something as solemn as this. It's just, it's very awkward to me. And I never know what right thing to say. And that's why I typically stay away from them. But, we have to tell the story anyways. And so I guess I would say that I hope that the family finds peace, that peace comes to the family. That would be better, right? Okay. All right. I just feel so awkward with these things. Oh, okay. All right. So we opened with that. And so let's see, we got to get into some other stuff here. If I can find my notes again, where am I? Oh, recovering from the storm damage. We had that happen this weekend too. So Friday, we got a pretty good downpour out there, and it came down pretty darn tootin' good too. And we had some down trees, down power lines throughout the community. Some roads got closed off out there, and everything should be picked up and back online, I hope, by now, because this is Monday. Hopefully Entergy's not still messing with it out there. In fact, Entergy and Washita Electric both out there working their butts off, trying to get everybody back online. In fact, I saw a post from Washita Electric that they had mentioned that, they had put in a long, hard day and that they were going to let their crews rest and that they would pick up first thing in the morning and get back to it. But, thank you for your continued support and appreciate you and everything. So please be patient. Yeah, I'm looking at Camden right now. Yeah, Camden's just lit up. So everything's back to normal here in Camden, and there's still some oddballs out there where there's just like one customer affected out in the isolated areas. There's one right there. 8 are affected right there, in some isolated areas. But, that's like over in Union County though. So it looks like all of Washita County is lit up. There's some issues over there in Union County. They're still having, I don't know if it's storm related or what, but, it's, you know what? We got electricity, so we're good over here. Chai Duster's online. They're glowing green and everything, so everything looks good. And big shout out though to all the linemen out there that do what they do, and they get out there and they do what they do, and pole dancing and everything. The only pole dancers you don't have to tip. That's real nice. And of course, Washita Electric. We can't forget about those guys, because we usually talk about Entergy when it comes to power sources and stuff, because at least here, that's what's powering us is Entergy. And then Washita Electric powers our transmitters. See, so we got the best of both worlds. We've got a Washita out there that takes care of both of our transmitters. Everything from KBEU out there in practically out there in Bearden, and then of course Y95, Magic 104.5, and Fox Sports over there, basically down in Frenchport, I think is where that is. And yeah, that's over there. Yeah, Frenchport. Right? Yeah, Frenchport. Right? I think. Frenchport? Hello. I was like, wait a minute. What? No. Yeah. Over there in Frenchport. I think that's Frenchport. I can't remember. But yeah, over there. Close to the county line. So they take care of us there. And that's what matters. And they're real good about getting us on real quick too, because well, it's very important that we stay on air, because that way if something happens, we can relay that information to you. Yeah, that's the other thing too, man. God, man, talk about foot in the mouth, man. Because here we were Friday during the roundtable telling you, the listener, hey, man, like if things go down and stuff, things get a little wacky whack and everything, man, it's all right, man. Because, what we're going to do is if Y95 goes off the air and Fox Sports goes off the air, because we'll, man. And then, Magic's on the generator, man. And so, like, if the studios go, and if the stations go down, man, for more information, tune on over to Magic 104.5, man, because, it's going to be on the generator. And, yeah, the power went out, no generator. I'm like, wait a minute, man, where's the station? So, yeah, the generator never came on. And, so I finally got an opportunity to be able to go out there and figure out why. Because, that's what you got to do when you're the engineer. Everybody's looking at you like, why is the station not on the air? And the worst thing you could say is like, I don't know. That's like the worst thing you could say, other than, I'm looking into that right now. I will get you an answer. That's about the best thing you can do when you really don't know why. So after the lightning finally cleared out and everything, because I ain't going out there with that stick sticking up out the ground into the sky and everything for me to get zapped on. Yeah, blew a fuse. So blew a fuse of all things. So now I got to figure out why we blew a fuse on there. So hopefully we can get that generator running again and we'll be ready for next time. We kind of let you down this time. It's like, hey, but at least the streams were still online. So that's good. So at least you have the streams to listen to. And that's always a fallback. So during violent times, storms and everything, because sometimes you're not always going to have, I know you're thinking, well, that's why I got a cell phone, man. And it's like, well, sometimes, cell phones aren't always going to be there. We've seen that happen firsthand where power's gone out, phones have gone out, and the only thing that's up and running is the radio station. Wow, that kind of backfired too, didn't it? Because if your phone is out, then that means you can't use the stream. I don't know, man. We try to have as much redundancy as we can. But sometimes, you know what? In a perfect world, it would do what it's supposed to do. But I don't know. Anyhow, that's what happened. Worst case scenario, always look for the streams. Go to the streams if you can, if we're not on air. And if not, Facebook page, whatever. We'll try and figure out how to update you people on what in the world is going on out there. So a bunch of roads got closed, though, around the city and everything. So there was that. Those should be open by now because I'm not hearing anything about anything still being closed from over the week. And then Saturday. What happened Saturday, man? It rumbled out there. I didn't know if it was the trucks over in the back alley or if that was actually because it was sunny. It was sunny Saturday and I kept hearing thunder. I'm like, is that thunder? And then I went and looked up on the radar map, and sure enough, man, that was thunder because there was a little old baby storm just kind of teetering around out there. And sure enough, there it is, and there it went. But it didn't really do anything here. The sun kept shining. And then it was just enough, I guess we got on the edge of it or something because, some really thick raindrops came pelting down, and I could hear it on the roof and everything, and then it went away. Like that. It was like, oh, we're doing that. Okay. All right. So, and then it just went away and it stayed hot and humid the rest of the day. And oh my gosh, talk about hot and humid. Guys, be warned though that, this week is going to be rough. I'm looking at it right now, and at this time that we are recording, it's 80 degrees outside. Feels like 90. There's a 10-degree difference in the temperature. So that means humidity is like a really, really, really high right now. So you need to be careful and stuff. If you're outside working, doing any yard work or anything like that, anything you're doing outside, man, you need to make sure that you stay cool. You need to make sure that you stay hydrated. And, if you start feeling wonky or anything like that, man, you need to take precautions right then and there to get somewhere cool, hydrated, and, maybe a little something cool around your neck. Let's see here. I'm trying to look here. So should be about 77 on a thermometer. Should be about 77. And then throughout the day, man, it's just going to climb up there and it's going to get up to, looks like about 97 for the day. Even though it's not going to be hitting triple digits, though, you still need to be careful out there because the humidity is the worst and the humidity will get you too. Some things to keep in mind, though, when it comes to that, you can get heat exhaustion from that. Heat stroke is possible. Children and pets should never be left unattended in any vehicle under any circumstances. If possible, reschedule strenuous activities to the early morning or late evening. Wear lightweight, loose-fitting clothes. Take plenty of breaks and drink plenty of water. Be sure to check on those more susceptible to the effects of heat illnesses, like your elderly, outdoor workers, and those without air conditioning. Heat stroke is a medical emergency, so call 911 immediately and move anyone who's overcome by heat into a cool, shaded location. So those are things to keep in mind. All right, we have got to take this break on the other side. We'll get to some other things here too. News Talk 92, KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. News Talk 92, KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. Am I still restricted on Facebook? It says I can't take part in groups for 9 days. Your group post will be moved lower feed for 39 days. I must still be in partial, I guess I'm on probation. I just noticed it. Well, because I was pulling up, I wanted to share something here with you. And I took a picture of it. If you go over on my Facebook page, Doc Bryce, you'll see it up there. And you can comment on it as well. You can follow along. But what I did is I got me some honey Saturday. I did. and this is local honey. And if you read the label there, it says Arkansas Honey, Tyler Farms and Ranch, LLC, 355 Washita 380, Camden, Arkansas. And it's got a phone number on there. And they're pulling honey, and they got some orders. I realize one jar or one thing is not going to do it, man, because I'm going through this honey quick, and it's only been 2 days. And this honey is really, really, really good. This is some of the best honey that I've had in a long, long time. In fact, I even tried some in my coffee, and instead of putting sugar in there, I just put some honey in there. And oh my gosh, it was practically, it was like in my mouth. Just, wow. I was like, It was that good. They're taking orders. There'll be a few orders ahead of you, though, if you want to get in on this. And, man, I just cannot recommend it enough that, and what I'm doing is, back in Texas, I was told that if you take honey in season, so, like you take the first pull of the season, then you follow the honey with that. So the first pull should be a light gold color and everything. And then you do that. And then, as the seasons, as you get into the summer season, it should get darker. It should become more of a darker amber. And with that means that there's more honey, or not more honey. There's more pollen in the honey is what that means. So the first pull of the season, there's less pollen because, it's a new season. So they're not getting as much pollen, but they're still going to make honey. And then as the season grows on, then they get more pollen, which means that the honey gets darker and everything. So what you're doing is you're ingesting that pollen. And so it doesn't become foreign to your body. So when the pollen's in the air and everything, you usually get all stopped up and all that. And you got the sniffles and you got the coughs and the sneezes and everything. You're basically having an allergy attack. So what do? You take some medicine of some sort, right? You take some pills, make it go away. Well, what I was told was if you take the honey, but you have to use the honey in the area that you live, now that you've ingested it, it's in your body. Supposedly it's not foreign anymore, so your body doesn't react to it, and then you don't have all this weird allergy attacks and everything when you get around the pollen. So I tried it when I got to Hot Springs. I heard it again, and somebody was talking about it, and I was like, man, that's stupid. I tried that and blah, blah, blah. I told them what I did, and they're like, man, you're stupid, because what you did is you did it all wrong. What I did is I went to Walmart and I just bought a thing of honey off the shelf. And then I was like, taking spoonfuls. I'm like, this ain't working for nothing. One, it's pasteurized. Two, it wasn't in the area that I live in. And it's from Walmart, which means God knows where it came from. Meaning just enough. Well, if it came from Arkansas, see, it doesn't do me any good in Texas because I'm in Texas. I need Texas honey. So anyhow, now that I figured out how to do it, I've done it before when I got in Hot Springs, man, and the thing works like a charm. And so, I got here and there was a guy at First Friday that was selling honey. And since COVID, I ain't seen him. And so I was talking to somebody about it and they go, oh yeah, I know that dude, man. Yeah. Like he's retired, man. Like he's not doing it anymore. And I'm like, oh, well that sucks because I need some honey, man. So I got this jar, and this jar's not going to last long because, I'm other than taking a spoonful a day, just take a spoonful a day, man, and you're good. But I'm also using it as in the place of sugar. So instead of using, what do you call that? Granulated refined sugar, the white stuff. Yeah, not using that in my coffee no more. I'm trying to get away from putting sugar in my coffee, but I do like the little sweetness in there. And honey seems to work great. And not only that, though, honey is a better source of sugar or sweetness than, of course, refined sugar. I'm sure if you could get sugarcane juice and put it straight in your coffee, it'd probably be better for you than the refined stuff that you buy in the store in the 4-pound bag. I'm just saying. So, I've taken, so I took some Saturday, Sunday, took some today. And so far I've been breathing great. Nose is open and everything. Don't have the watery eyes. And before I had the phlegm building up in the throat and everything. And you've been able to hear it, unfortunately, on the air side. And so, just follow the progress here and we're going to see how this thing goes because, I think this stuff's great. It's worked for me before, but now that I got a new supplier and, this is new honey and, we've talked about this before and, now we actually get to follow along with it on the air and see how it works and, see if you guys want to get in on this too. I don't make anything from it. I'm not endorsing it or anything like that. But, I'm just saying, when it comes to these little weird home remedies and things like that, there's certain ones that actually do work. And the honey one has actually done a lot better for me than using the Claritol or whatever that medicine is, the Clamafil or Clearitol or something. Shoot, I can't remember. Whatever it is, it's the allergy stuff, the medicine pills that comes in like the little gel caps and stuff. Yeah, I was using those, and I mean, they work and everything, but man, I don't know. I guess maybe as I'm getting older, I'm just trying to stay away from all that medicine stuff and do more natural things. That's why I've been juicing too. Man, I freaking love juicing. Oh, it's awesome. Especially if you get the right combinations and stuff and use apple as a sweetener to sweeten things up. But I noticed if you use a Granny Smith, you get a bitter kind of sweet. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that. So I've been using the red apples, the Fuji apples, and that's actually worked out pretty good when it comes to using that as a sweetener. It's just, if you use too many apples, man, it can really be overpowering and all you taste is apples. But I don't know. I'm trying this whole thing and then coming to find out, this is how I found out that raw foods like vegetables and fruits and things are more expensive than junk food. Who knew? Yeah, I didn't either. All right, I got to take this break. We'll be right back. News Talk 92, KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. News Talk 92, KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. Coming out of the bottom of the 6th there. And it's going to be hot today. Hot and humid. Not so much that it's hot, just more that it's humid than anything else. It's not going to be pretty. Let's see, right now it should be, what should it be, baby? It should be right about 77 degrees as we're starting off a little on the mild side here this morning. And no rain, but we could see rain later in the forecast. We got all kinds of fun things going on this weekend as well. And we're talking just before the break about natural things putting in your body, like that natural, unprocessed, unpasteurized honey, and also some juicing and things like that. But what else can you naturally stick all up in your, what other natural things can you take advantage of? Like when it comes to gasoline. Now, getting pain at the pump and everything else. And, man, it's been crazy with the gas being over $4, pushing $5 in some places. And of course, the average across the state is $4.52, and that's up 2 cents from Friday. Diesel saw a record of $5.31. We're hitting new highs. It's like every week we're hitting new highs. So, the average price in Missouri rose by 2 cents on Friday to $4.71. Golly, and just think it was only $2.77 a year ago. Lafayette County drivers are paying the most in the state with an average of $4.77 per gallon. Drivers in Hot Spring County are paying an average of $4.38, and in Central Arkansas, Pine Bluff has the highest gas average of $4.52. But I'm telling you, I think we can beat that here because I know where it's higher than $4.52 around here. Hot Springs has the second highest average with $4.48 per gallon. And Little Rock, North Little Rock area follows with an average of $4.46. So, of course, with all that and everything, let's see here locally, reporting by Gas Buddy, we're seeing $4.46 at the Murphy's USA over there by the Walmarts. And that was reported 13 hours ago, but $4.59 a gallon there at your Littlefield gas stations. And they're saying that Pine Bluff is trying to take the record for $4.52. Guess what? Guess what there, buddy? You're losing out right now. Try again. Come back when you can charge more. $4.59 a gallon, I tell you what. Well, and that leads to other things too, because I'm sitting there researching because I saw somebody else do it, and I'm thinking, well, if they can do it, I can do it, right? I mean, that's usually what you think when you see somebody else doing something. It's like, hey, if they can jump off a bridge, dock on it, I can too. And you know what? That's what I feel like doing. I'm just going to go ahead and take the jump. I'm going to jump off the bridge here. No, but you're not supposed to, man, because, that's what your mom would always say. It's like, hey, if you saw all your friends jumping, well, you know what? They're not my friends, man. So I'm not going to worry about it. See, so that's what I'm going to do. Doggone it. Would you stop jerking around? Stupid website page. It's like cheese and rice. Settle down and land on one spot. And as soon as my eyes lock in on it, and it's like, all right, here's where I'm going to start reading. And then, bam, it jumps. And it's like, dagnammit. And I put it back and then I want to read it and bam, it jumps. And it's like, all because it's loading them stupid ads. Cheese and rice. You know, the ads don't bother me so much. It's not so much the ads that bother me. It's the fact that when you're sitting there trying to read something, like you want to sit there for 5 minutes waiting for something to load up, right? I mean, that's the days of dial-up. But don't sit there and put so much crap of ads on your... I know I'm complaining, right? Because, I mean, that's how we pay for radio. But the ads are annoying. They don't lock up your radio, and you're having to sit there and wait for your radio to load. That's the whole point. That's what makes it so annoying. I was like, God, I know I'm complaining. They don't hear it. They don't understand it. They just keep doing it, and they're going to keep doing it anyways. Here's the thing. So I have been, looking at other people do this because I saw them do it, and I'm thinking, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And I want to do it because I saw them do it. And it was a guy who was running a Volkswagen Beetle bug on water. And I'm like, no way, man, because water's not, it's not explosive, man. It's not combustible. And dude's like, no, man, it's not the water, it's the hydrogen. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, man, because you got to separate the hydrogen from the water, and that's how you get the boom boom in your block. And I'm like, whoa, man, that's far out. So, that's a beetle bug, 1960 something, of course, the guy's going to be like, whoa, man. Be hippie, dude. I didn't have long hair at the time when I saw all this, by the way. It was still short, so I was like the yuppie and he's the hippie. Anyhow, all right. So I see this dude and he explains it to me how it works. All right. So he's got a tank of water. The water gets sucked up into this ionizer, and then it ionizes or something. It zaps the water, basically. It energizes the water. And then based on the reaction of the metal that's in the water, it produces hydrogen. The hydrogen then gets separated from the water. It goes to a tube. It goes into the block, and then boom, the engine is running on hydrogen. But it's hydrogen on demand. And I'm thinking, you know what? I bet you I could do that with an F-150. And so I looked up on YouTube, and there's people up there that are doing it, and they're showing off, hey, look, man, I got my car to run. I got my truck to run off of water. Hey, but then I got some questions, I'm like, well, wait a minute, man. Because you can only produce so much hydrogen so fast, man, because you're energizing the water, and then the energizing of the water is releasing hydrogen, but you're only releasing so much hydrogen at a time. So I get that. But then what if you accelerate? Because see, at least with gasoline, you get a spray based on how much you add. You hit the pedal. So the bigger the spray, the faster the engine goes. The less the spray, the slower the engine goes. So the more gas you're pouring into it, the faster it goes. So how can you exceed the amount of hydrogen? See, I got questions. How do you exceed the amount of hydrogen you're producing to make the vehicle go faster? Are you capped based on, how much you can produce at a time? And not only that, though, because you're producing that much, is it a constant flow? So, is it just dumping into the block? Because then that means that the engine's running at one speed. I mean, there's a lot of questions to it, but somehow they managed to have it to really rev it up and everything. And I have questions, but I would like to do it if it's possible, but I have questions. Anyhow, alternative sources. People are thinking of alternative ways to be able to run their vehicle. And one of the most common, easy ways to be tempted to actually do this is you look over, you're at the gas station, right? Especially if you're in a big city. So you're looking over there and you see that pump over there, and it's 80% ethanol. And you see that ethanol is like dirt cheap compared to what you're paying. You're paying almost $5 a gallon, and you see that ethanol sitting over there, and you're like, that ethanol over there is sitting there about $2.99. That's some good looking temptation right there. Thing is, though, is that you're thinking, because right now the pump that you're using is got 10% ethanol in it mixed in with the gasoline, right? And you're thinking, well, ethanol runs through my engine anyways, so why can't I go use that 80%? I'm using 10%. This pump here says 10%. It's got ethanol mixed in, at least up to 10% mixed in with the gasoline. That pump over there is 80% ethanol, and it's $2.99. This over here is $4.59. Boy, I sure am tempted. You know what? Don't do it. Just don't. You're thinking it? Get it out your head. Don't do it. It's worse than putting diesel in your gas tank. Now, here's the thing. Now, you could go over there and do it, and you could get away with it. I mean, you'll drive off. It'll burn. But the thing is, though, is it'll damage your engine. It'll damage your fuel injectors, too. Because, even though ethanol is sitting there at $2.99, and you're paying $4.59, and you're thinking, man, that sure is awfully. The thing is, though, is what that fuel is for, that 80%, those are for vehicles that are that referred to as flex fuels. You'll see that with some of the Ford F-150s out there. They'll have the flex fuel logo on it. You'll see some of that on your Chevrolets too. And what that means is that that vehicle, that particular vehicle that has flex fuel or has the flex flu logo, I'm trying to say, on it, is a vehicle that is designed to either take gasoline, and it could do straight up gasoline, 0 ethanol, or gasoline up to 10% ethanol, or straight up ethanol at 85%. So it can do that, it can handle it, and you'll have no issues. Now, if you have a flex fuel type vehicle, dude, you in business, man, because as of Friday, it was $2.99 a gallon. So, I mean, you're doing pretty good. But if you decide to try some alternative fuels and pour that into your regular engine, yeah, you're going to be facing a lot of headaches. Now, if you look at your gas cap there, your manufacturer will tell you what kind of gas can go in your car. And it should be right there in your gas cap. If it's not, it's going to be in your owner's manual. If it's not in your owner's manual, look it up on the internet and it'll tell you what type of fuel. It'll even tell you if you're supposed to be using 87, 89, or 93. Or is it 90? 87, 88, 90, which one you're supposed to use. Because some vehicles need to have that higher octane, and then other ones you think, well, that's a real nice fancy vehicle here. I should put that octane, the higher octane in there, which you shouldn't. If you're supposed to run 87, then you need to run 87. Even though you put that higher octane up in there, basically you're just wasting money because you're not going to get a better burn. They actually all burn the same. It's just, one is designed more for higher performance vehicles, and the other one is not. So if you start hearing that clank, clank, clunk, clunk knocking in your engine, you're probably using the wrong type of fuel. So, but the other thing is, though, is that if you're, if you pour straight ethanol into your regular gas, like I said, you'll get down the road and stuff, but give it time, and down the road, that's when you're going to start having problems. The thing is, though, is that your fuel injectors will get all jacked up, and your valves will get all jacked up. Your carburetor, you don't have a carburetor, you got fuel injectors. So all that'll get jacked up and everything, and then it'll pretty much just gum up and gunk up your injectors and screw up your engine. And then next thing you know, man, you got bigger issues internally on your engine. Now, it's one thing, if you got a little overheating issue, you got some heating, you got something that smells funny, or something doesn't sound right, or something like that. The things that you normally take your vehicle into to the mechanic to have looked at. And yep. If you're going to be taking a difference, a lot of mechanics are probably going to start seeing this, because if you just don't know the difference, you're going to be tempted. I mean, come on, man. You see it and you're like, oh, well, it's $2.99 over there on that pump. I wonder what would happen if I put that pump in this vehicle. You know what? I give it a little try. And that's just it, though. You give it a little try and everything. You're like listening, and you're like waiting, and you're like proceeding with caution. And it's like everything seems to be running fine right now. And you're like, huh, that actually worked out pretty good. I paid $2.99 for that ethanol, and I put it in my regular vehicle, and it seems to be running fine. So you go get you some more, and then you go get you some more. But then all of a sudden you start knocking and clinging. You're not getting that performance like you used to. It spits and sputters and everything else. And then you're having to take it to the mechanic. So as tempting as it may be, don't do it. Just don't put it in there. That's all I'm saying. Just watch yourself. Okay. By the way, Smackover-Norphlet School District meeting tonight. They'll be meeting over to Hobgood Auditorium, and I guess we'll find out the deal with Phil Y'all's resignation or firing, if that's even on the agenda. What are they going to do about her? Because the little group over there is already posting and asking for your support. If you believe in Miss Phil Y'all and everything, there's a Facebook page called Free Miss Phil Y'all, and somebody had already posted to remind everybody to come out and support Tammy Phil Y'all at the board hearing, saying that she needs your support and people that admire and respect her backing her on Monday. And of course, this heinous, unfounded rumor that was started about her this year by members of the Smackover-Norphlet School District staff had greatly impacted not just her, but the students and their parents as well. And they could continue to impact her. So They're saying, let's show the board the number of prior students and friends that know Tammy and support and everything. And, if you want to go out there and do that, support that and everything. Hobgood Auditorium, 5:30 Monday. And, this person's saying if you need a ride, let them know. So go over there to, Free Missville, y'all, on Facebook. And you can get all that information and everything there. So there's that. If you do go, I highly suggest that you stay civil. You remain civil. And if you are asked to settle down, then please settle down. Don't get too rambunctious. Don't get crazy. Remember, this is not a meeting about face masks. So let's not act like that. Man, because there was a lot of fights that started over that. I tell you what, man, there was some school board meetings we went to. People got out in the parking lot and they squared off over masks, face masks, if children should wear face masks or not. And it wasn't just here. It was across the country. So I'm just saying this not, let's not get high heated like those meetings were and everything. So let's keep her cool. And excuse me there. Ooh, I was trying to hide that one, but I wasn't going to make it. So let's make sure we stay civil, we're obedient, and do what we're told and everything, and set an example as a community. Please, it's okay to show your support. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be outraged. But do you realize that this is the meeting after the meeting of the meeting, because this is the final meeting of the 3 meetings where they've already decided the outcome. So even though you're showing your support, don't be surprised if they go against your support and it doesn't go in your favor, because they may have already made that decision. But please, if it does not go in your favor, please be civil and stay civil and just, accept the outcome and then figure out what the next step is from there. Okay? Because we don't want anybody getting hurt. We don't want anybody getting thrown in jail. And I sure don't want to be doing a story about how everything just went crazy, because I'm going to be there too to follow everything, to just, see how things pan out and stuff. Speaking of which, we got another story on something different about that. Got to take a break. Be right back. News Talk 92 KBEU. Oh, there it is. It sounds like them Harleys going again. Sitting there idling. I love the way that sounds till that tom-tom kicks in. Then it sounds like you got that one that's backfiring there. News Talk 92 KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. Where's my cymbals? There they go. Cha-cha. News Talk 92 KBEU. Oh, here we are as we are wrapping up the 6 o'clock hour, 7 o'clock hour coming up. We have a guest coming in for the roundtable, but I'm not sure exactly who that is or who that may be, but I think it has something to do with a Juneteenth, a walk of some sort. We'll get the details on that at 7:30, so stick around for that. In the meantime, though, we got a lot of stuff going on this week. Yes, we do. We got let's see. So tonight, you've got the Smackover-Norphlet School District meeting that's happening over there at the Hobgood Auditorium at 5:30. And that is 5:30, right? Did I say that right? Did I say it right? Because that's happening at 5:30. And then you've got the Camden Young Professionals that'll meet over at Thrive Church at 5:30. And then later this week, you've got the Bearden Gazebo Festival this weekend. That's a 2-day festival that's happening there at the gazebo there in Bearden. And then we got the Back to the 90s party this weekend as well. That'll be Saturday, June 18th at the Camden Country Club. Tickets are on sale right now. And Phil wasn't able to, he was supposed to be the DJ for that event and wasn't able to fulfill that engagement. And so he recommended me to fill in for him, which I appreciate that. But check on Phil, guys, man. Check on him. He's been under the weather. I hear that he caught pneumonia or something like that, and just hadn't been feeling good. Now, I covered for him last Thursday, and, I'm thinking maybe, the typical stuff, something else came up, something got in the way, another obligation or whatever, and no big deal. But then, when it comes to 2, it's like something's going on here because, it's kind of unlike, for a DJ to miss out on 2 events back to back like that, which means that there's something bigger going on. So I checked in on him and said, hey, man, I just want to check in on him. He says he's doing all right. He's feeling better and everything. But just, check in on him and just say, just wish him well. and just let him know you're thinking about him and that that he's in your thoughts and prayers. I greatly appreciate that. And then, of course, that same weekend, well, we got all this going on the same weekend. You got Juneteenth that's happening all weekend long. So Friday will start with a parade downtown. Then they'll also have a block party bridging the gap. Then on Saturday, they'll have jamming in the park, and that's all day. They'll have vendors out there, bounce houses, food booths, and all other kinds of things, other organizations that'll be out there, games. And then on Sunday, don't forget, Sunday is also Father's Day, and there'll be a car show out there at Carnes Park for Sunday at the Juneteenth Festival. So they'll kind of wrap it up with that. But hey, man, it'd be a great time to get Dad out. You know, dads love cars. Dads like looking at cars. Dads like looking at things they can't have either. They do. Yeah. Well, why do you think a lot of men spend time at hobby stores? They look around at things that they can't buy because they're married or they have kids and they can't afford it. Now, they think about when in their youth, they're like, man, I wish I planned this out better and bought all my toys before I got married. But I sure do like looking at them. And they love looking at cars. They do. And sometimes maybe it takes them back to another place in time where they were able to actually have a car like that and have some fun with it. So, you know, think about Dad, man. Get Dad out there and go, hey, Dad, let's go look at a car show. And, you know, there you go. Car show stuff. Yeah. This weekend. And that's all happening this weekend. So we got plenty to do. Lots of things going on. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Wander here, wander there, wander around everywhere. Last year, what did we do last year? Because I remember we did two at the same time. There was Juneteenth last year. And then we also, I think we did the Cotton Belt Festival in Fordyce. I believe it was. I think that's what it was. The Cotton Belt we did and did a remote from there early in the morning, and then as soon as we got done there, took a lunch break and then shot back over, and then came over to back to Camden, and then did all that. Oh yeah, the guy when I was talking about the guy, yeah, doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a group of people that went to like Idaho to like bust up this parade and stuff. And at least one of them was from Fayetteville here in Arkansas. They had busted 31 people on a charge of criminal conspiracy near a pride parade in Idaho, according to records from the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office, however you say that. Devin Wayne Center, 22, was arrested Saturday. He was released on a $300 bond. Let's see. Cura de Alanama, the chief police whites. Where is this? This is Idaho, right? Why is this starting to sound all Cajun and everything? I don't know. Anyhow, the law over there, they said that the group was equipped with shields, shin guards, and other riot gear that they had on them, along with papers he described as similar to an operation plan that police or military group would put together for an event. And said people were arrested were all wearing similar clothing associated with the Patriot Front, including identical insignia, and there was at least one smoke grenade in their possession, according to police. Patriot Front. That sounds familiar. Isn't that them people who's put them stickers on our signs downtown? The Patriot Front. Isn't that them? They're like out of Smackover or something, or somewhere around here. Isn't it the same people I'm thinking of? Patriot Front is a white supremacist group whose members maintain their ancestors conquered America and left it to them. So the group split from another white supremacy group, Vanguard America, in late August 2017 per the ADL. I don't know what that means. Oh, according to the Anti-Defamation League, that's who ADL is. Oops, sorry. Well, I'm not familiar with all these. Sorry, I'm not familiar with all these racist groups. I'm sorry. You'll just have to bear with me as I'm trying to remember who everybody is. Hey, think about this though. Generation X. I was thinking about this the other day. Generation X. I got to do this real quick. Generation X is the first generation post Jim Crow. So we're the generation that has actually set the pace for diluting all the racism that we have here in America, and of course passing that on to our offspring, who our offspring is now millennials and Gen Zs. And so with them, it's even stronger or more diluted that racism is diluted out. Now, I mean, you still got some out there, but I mean, think about it though. When they go on about how we're gone back 50 years, 30 years or something like that, or we reset, and it's like, think about it though, man. We made a lot of progress. Generation X is the first generation that's post Jim Crow that has actually set the tone and stuff of when this, how this all works out. Anyhow, I got to take the break. Be right back. Not too soon. Yeah, there we go. News Talk 92 KBEU, the news and talk in South Arkansas. Welcome here to the 7 o'clock hour. Yeah, we got some guests coming in. Going to be talking about Juneteenth celebration coming up this weekend. Got all other kinds of things going on this weekend as well. We'll keep you informed throughout the week of those activities. Just to keep you reminded of what's going on out there. So that way you don't forget. Plenty to do. So don't be sitting there saying, oh, there ain't nothing to do around here, because there is lots and plenty that you could be doing. And all you got to do is pick or time yourself, just kind of manage your time a little better and do them all. What? Yeah. Just before the break, I was talking about how Generation X kind of got cut off there because I had to wrap it up there real quick, though. I was talking about how there was 31 arrested in Idaho for allegedly planning to riot. How come they didn't do that with Antifa? And these other weird groups that purposely came to riot during back 2020. Remember that? And yeah, we just kind of let them go, burn the town down and everything. But now we got a list of 31 people of white supremacy people, alleged white supremacy people that have decided to go to Idaho to go riot. Arkansas man being one of those, who was Devin Wayne Center, allegedly planning on rioting, and was detained and then got out on $300 bail for a misdemeanor charge. And so they were, let's see, so they confirmed that a press briefing that 31 individuals were within the U-Haul coming from numerous states, including Washington, Idaho, Oregon, Illinois, South Dakota, Virginia, Utah, Colorado, Texas, Arkansas, and Wyoming. And those in the van were equipped with shields and riot gear, and at least one had a smoke grenade. So how does that look, man? You're that one guy holding a grenade, and this is all you got. It makes me think of Brick in Anchorman, where he's just sitting there holding that grenade, with, smiling like, I got something. And that's all he's got. So anyhow, the police say that they received several tips from the community over the course of the week of potential threats necessitating the heavy police presence from several agencies in the downtown Cura de Alina area. However you say that. And then around 10 minutes later, the vehicle, sure enough, pulled over during a traffic stop, and 31 people were arrested right there on scene. So interviews have not been conducted. More detailed information about the intent and motives is unlikely to come before Monday, which is today. So as of Saturday night, all 31 names of those arrested have been posted, and I don't know. There's 31 names posted on there, and they're from different states, so it's not like I recognize anybody. So anyhow, supposedly they're part of the Patriot Front, and they had the insignia on their uniforms and had pretty much similar uniforms and everything. And so the group's affiliation has not been explicitly confirmed, but they say suspects ties to the group called the Patriot Front, which is, I think, those guys that sit there and put their stickers on our signs downtown to let everybody know that the Patriot Front is a front that's very patriotic to front stuff and things, I guess. I mean, so anyhow, yeah, there's stuff and things. But like I was saying, though, and I didn't want to go into a whole diatribe about it, though, but it was just something that hit me over the weekend, realizing, Generation X is the first generation post Jim Crow. And we're that generation that actually is more open to the previous generation, the baby boomers. Because if you think about it, there's not that many baby boomers out there that are open to or very open about interracial relationships, or those who are actually in interracial relationships. I mean, they're out there, but they were so few and far between that it was just like a shock to see. You're like, oh, look at that. Ooh, oh. And then now it's like nothing. Back then it was an eye shocker. You're like, oh, how could that? Oh my gosh. And then people would talk and they'd whisper and oh my God, did you hear that so-and-so is dating a black person? Oh my gosh. And they would say things like that. And now nobody cares. And of course, Generation X, they started dabbling in the gene pool there. Tipping your toe in there. Like, hey, you know what? This ain't so bad. I kind of like this one. This one's pretty. I like her. And so, next thing you know, the barriers weren't there, and interracial couples started popping up everywhere, and it was no big deal. At least not to us. And then, of course, that's passed on to our offspring and their offspring. And so we've managed to dilute the whatever you want to call it, racist people, I guess. Racism. We've diluted racism. And even though it seems like, you hear stories like this, the Patriot Front and other, what's the other ones? The boys, the boys that do stuff. The guys, the Proud Boys. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The Proud Boys, whatever they are. And so you hear about them, and then whatever stuff is that. I only know the mothership, okay? The big one, the big with the hoods and everything. That's the one I'm familiar with because that's the one everybody talks about. These other ones that are springing up, it's like it's like I don't know what it's like. It's like subcategories. You got your Orthodox, and then you got your, breakdowns of, from the Orthodox, and they're different. Some aren't as strict as the other ones and what have you. And you got your different tiers and stuff. I don't know. I can't keep up with all these. It's hard enough trying to keep up with politics. And then I got to keep up with these, liberation fronts or whatever these things are. And then it's like I said before, how come they didn't go after Antifa like this and stuff when they knew that they were coming to town? Look, if you're coming to riot, it doesn't matter what your cause is. If you're rioting to riot, rioting is illegal. Now, if you want to protest falls under your constitutional right under the First Amendment. You are entitled to, under the Constitution, to assemble, freedom to assemble. And as long as it's peaceful assembly, you're fine. So if you just want to go stand out on a street corner or something, hold up your signs and, make a little noise or something, look at us. We're doing things over here. Look at us. You can do that. As long as you're not interrupting commerce, you're not hindering anybody else's ability to be able to be mobile, you're fine. But once you start, spray painting stuff like we saw and burning things, well, that's, it's no longer, that's beyond your constitutional right, the right to assemble and freedom of speech. So, but we never did anything with those guys. We just let them burn the town down. And then, remember the love thing in Seattle, whatever it was, and the autonomous community, and people ended up dying inside the autonomous community and what have you. And it was a love fest thing that the mayor was saying. Yeah. But yeah, we got January 6th, right? Yeah. So, we got those people. And, cause it's funny though, if you think about it, because those very people that were in the Capitol, the Nationals Capitol, some of them live in the towns where they rioted and they burned the town down. But, it's funny. They didn't do anything when they came back to face their constituents at home. They didn't say, oh, it's a darn shame. That's too bad your business got burnt down. It's too bad your house got broken into. But they really didn't do anything about it when it came to the little people. But when the people came to the Capitol and then started, getting their attention by attacking them, now we're going to pay attention. Now you've gone and done it. Now we're mad. But when they burnt down their towns of their constituents, they were just like, sucks to be you. But when you came after them, then it was like, it's a whole, now we got this hearing and everything, and we're going to find out who did what and who was involved and who started what and everything. But yet when it came to Antifa riots 2020, nobody cares. And we couldn't, it's so hard to find, these people, and it's so hard to track these people down. It's like, dude, they posted this stuff on their social media pages. And the same thing with the January 6th people. They posted, look at me, I'm sitting there doing stupid stuff in D.C. Look at me, being stupid. And then the FBI storms down and arrests them. Like, I got you for being stupid and putting stupid stuff on your Facebook page, you stupid person, you. What a dummy. But Antifa people do it and all over during the riots of 2020. And they're like, we can't find these people. We don't know where they are. Did you bother to? Maybe that's what it was. They learned their lesson in 2020. So the FBI is now like, hey, did you know that people post stupid stuff on their Facebook page? And if we put an algorithm out there, we look around, we can probably find them. And so they was like, forget 2020. That's a loss. But look, January 6th, look, people doing it again. They're posting stupid stuff on their face. Let's go get them. Oh, yeah, I got faith in the FBI. It just dawned upon somebody's like, hey, you ever think that maybe if we scoured across the social medias and maybe we could find some people? It's possible. It's possible. Hey, let's put Randy on it. Randy knows how to work that interweb stuff. He's smart. Yeah. I laugh, but I bet you look, if you can't find people from 2020 and that's your excuse, we don't know where they are. We don't know where they live. We can't find anything. But yet they're posting it on social media because I was watching it on social media. That's how I knew. And the FBI's like, we ain't got that kind of technology. But 2 years later, we got that kind of technology now because we knew it was coming. Yeah, because we saw what happened in 2020. So we decided to go ahead and we invested in some technologies to put together. So we realized people post stupid stuff on the interwebs. And look at this. We found everybody from January 6th because they posted on the interweb. Yeah, I know. I make fun of them and light of them and everything. But, it wouldn't surprise me if that's exactly how that went down. Or either it didn't go down that way, that the FBI is just incompetent, that they just don't know how to really do law enforcement when it comes to, they're like, oh, this is too hard, man. Let's just go to lunch. That instead of them actually being incompetent, what really happened is they were just told not to bother with it. It came from higher up and they were told, guys, don't even bother with that. Don't look at that. Go look at something else. It's one of the two. Either the entire FBI department is incompetent or a higher up told them, the little people down the chain, don't bother with it. Don't look at it. Don't worry about it. Don't even research it. Don't investigate it. Don't screw with it. Leave it alone. Then when January 6th happened, of course, from the top, of course, your elected officials who got scared and hiding under desks and things decided that was a personal attack and took it as a personal attack. And now, man, we're dragging people in from everywhere. Oh, yeah, we can find them now. Oh, we know how to now. So, yeah, just one of those things. Food for thought. That's all it is. It's just something to think about. So there you go. Let's see some other things going on here. Real quick. So we talked about that. Somebody got identified in the recycling death investigation, which was kind of interesting. If we can get this pull up here real quick, because we got just a few more minutes here before we got to wrap this thing up. So where did my notes go? Hello. Looking for notes. Here we go. All right. So, last week, a body of a white male was discovered after a trash truck was emptied in Central Arkansas Recycling Center in Little Rock. Authorities say the body was taken to the state medical examiner's office for the autopsy, and police say the deceased victim has been identified as Terry Bailey, 68, of Hoxie. Is that how you say that? Hoxie? Hoxie, Hoxie, Arkansas? Or Hoxie, Arkansas? No further information has been released. That's all we got, man. We got a name. That's about it. Don't know how it happened. Don't know why it was in there. Don't know. All we know is it was in there. Trash man picked it up and goes, hey, this ain't supposed to be in here. I don't know what's going on with that. The governor reinstates School Safety Commission. After all the stuff that's been going on, it's time to reinstate. So the old gov there announced Saturday he's reinstating the Arkansas School Safety Commission due to the increased concern about school safety in the wake of the mass shootings in Uvalde. The governor originally created the commission back in 2018. Members will review the final report from 2018 and update the analysis of the safety of K-12 schools throughout the state. And they'll take into consideration the physical and mental health of the students as well. So the commissioner will identify new recommendations, best practices, and school safety that have been developed since 2018. All right, I got to get into this break. We got the round table up next and more. Don't forget about the podcast. Download them, click the like button and all that and more. News Talk 92 KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas.